11 Sins of Peter Obi as perceived as by political rivals. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. What comes to mind when you hear that Peter Obi, the Labour Party LP presidential candidate, is associated with anything that contains corruption, fraud, financial misappropriation, misconduct or misgovernance in general? Unfortunately, the headline does not really reflect the intent of this written piece and what it hopes to convey across to the reader. Rather, it speaks figuratively of how Peter Obi is perceived by those against some of the recent decisions he made in regards to his role in the forthcoming 2023 general elections. Nefertiti is also known as a first leadership, an emphasis of good governance, and unapologetic lover of Peter Obi. Took out time to help people understand the reasons Obi political rivals are going to underline to tarnish his image when there is much ado about nothing in the real sense. 1. For yes, political critics kept praising Peter Obi. They describe him as solid, a man of impeccable character, an incorruptible man. They talked about the type of servant leader Nigeria needs. We listened and followed them. Then Obi put himself forward and Nigerians compelled him to do so. 2. It wasn't an easy decision. He knew they would fight him. He fasted. He knew they would fight him. He fasted and prayed. He consulted far and wide. Then he dropped the bombshell on Twitter and sent Nigerians into rapturous frenzy. That was a sin, his only sin. Peter committed an unpardonable sin the moment he quit the People Democratic Party and decided to run. Number 3. How dare you, Peter? Who do you even think you are? Is there a small circle of elite bureaucracy? That was the general thinking. Peter Obi's declaration was the only time the establishment felt genuinely threatened since the Civil War Buhari post no threat. They knew the man was spanked. In 2014, number 4, in 2014, he was already the scarecrow of his former self. That has been established. So when crews who masqueraded themselves as activists before now, attacking Peter Obi every day, they aren't doing that for themselves. 5. The errand boys of some of your established politicians. Every crooked politician has some of them in retainers. They are used to issue threats and communicate, unofficial of course, also to stage paid protests, disrupt peaceful protests and infiltrate our ranks. 6. They have been there since 1999, operating in the shadows. The ones on Twitter are the baby activists and noisemakers. Some of their handlers are not even on Twitter. They do not want their names mentioned or identities revealed. Shadow operators like their quiet lives. 7. The crooks on Twitter are the jobless ones, the miscreants. They sit at the bottom of the food chain. Peter Obi came on board, but he did not come alone. He came with all the superimposing qualities of his 21st century leader. He is not the usual lyric from the deleted time. 8. But rather than hail his declaration, crooks chose to vilify him. Nigeria contradicts everything normal in this world. You have to be born crazy to be okay with this level of madness. With the establishment threatened, they are ready to do anything for their continued survival. 9. With them, there are no subtleties, no half measures. They will not leave anything to chance. They'll kill again and again and again, but we are prepared for any eventuality. They know that Nigerians will not accept the notion of a staggered election or outright cancellation. 10. We must vote and the results must be announced. Local and international pressure point activators. The eyes of the world are on Nigeria. Buhari and his handlers understand this interplay. That is why it keeps on reassuring the world of a credible 2023 general election. I wish we could continue. But sincerely, this indeed are the sins of Peter Obi. His only sin was because he came out and declared. He left PDP first of all, and then he declared to run for presidency. Alright, and this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.